Hey, welcome or welcome back to the channel. It's Vanessa here. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this heart rhinestone beaded bag. I made the circle version and this is the heart version. It's literally the same thing as the circle, and I recorded this video ages ago, but for some reason I didn't want to post it, and I'm going to tell you guys why sometime in the middle of the video. But without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So you're going to need tiny rings like this. You're going to need the heart shape, two of them obviously. You're going to need rhinestone cord. You're going to need a tape. You're going to need a scissors. You're going to need a crochet hook. And then you're going to need a darning needle. That's a 10mm crochet hook, by the way. Yeah, so to start, I'm going to show you guys like the measurements of everything, so that if you do want to get yours, if you want to get a similar bag size, you can get yours. This bag is really great for like parties and stuff. So these are all the measurements that you can see right here on the screen. So the circle of our bag is going to go to one corner of the heart. So you're just going to grab your little tape. You can use whatever tape you have. You're going to cover it up anyway. So put just a little tape flat on your table, preferably a table, whatever worktop that you have. Put in the bigger size, or that is the heart first, and then you're going to put in the ring first. This is just to secure it, and then you are going to wrap it around, wrap the tape around the little ring and the big heart obviously. So just wrap that around until it is nice and secure. When you're done wrapping, this is how it should look. And now we're going to start the wrapping process. So get your rhinestone cord and wrap it into a tiny ball like this. Just make sure that it's in something very smaller than what it was initially in, like, you know, that white thing that it came in. Then you're going to start by placing your rhinestone cord and wrapping it around the beginning. I'm going to be very honest. I'll prefer that you start by wrapping it in the other direction. Like the way I'm wrapping to the right. I'll prefer that you start wrapping to the left, because it does, since the heart is like a weird shape, it does sort of get loose at some point. So I'm just going to be honest with you. It's one of the reasons why I didn't want to post this video. But or rather, or if you do want to wrap it in this direction that I am showing in this video, make sure that you have a very firm hold on your work. Okay, so here I'm just wrapping it around continuously. Now I'm going to keep wrapping around both, that's the circle and the heart, until I get to a point where there is a gap between the circle and the heart. And make sure you keep adjusting it, because I know even though you've taped it together so it won't move, sometimes it does slide out. And make sure that you keep your cord as close to the table as possible, and make sure that the ball that you've wrapped it in, it is nice and tight so it doesn't unravel. So I got to a gap, and now I've just wrapped it only around the heart. Then I am going to wrap it around the heart and the circle. So I'm going under and over, under and over. So that is around the heart and the circle right there. So you see me, I keep holding it just because I want it to stay in place. So here I am wrapping just around the heart. I know it looks like I did it twice around the heart and circle, but the pattern is around the heart, then around the heart and the circle. So right here is around the heart only, then around the heart and the circle, just like that. So you're going under the heart and under and over the heart and the circle, just like that. Like I said, this heart is like a weird shape, so it can get a bit tedious to make sure that the cord stays in place, but just try to be patient. And like I said, make sure you keep your bow as close to the table as possible. I am trying, but it keeps unraveling because I didn't do the bow very tight anyway. Yeah, just keep wrapping like that around the heart and circle, and then around the heart only. So this is just a regular pattern for like the entire thing. So around the heart and circle and around the heart only. This is just how everything holds. And in case you didn't know, this rhinestone cord is a bit sticky. it is a bit sticky. By the way, I got the rhinestone cord and the heart shape from Temu, so you can just search up metal heart shape or and rhinestone cord on Temu, and circle metal, on Temu, and you're going to see the same thing. If you're purchasing from Temu or wherever you're purchasing from, just search it up there. Right, so the reason why, like I said at the beginning of this video, I made this video ages ago and I literally did not want to post it because honestly, I felt like I didn't do a very good job with the tutorial, because a lot of places where I didn't record it properly. So I had to, you're going to see it in a minute, I had to grab like the general places from the circle tutorial that I did. So I felt like I didn't do like a perfect job with it, and it bothered me so much. I was like, I can't post this, but I didn't feel good enough to make another tutorial. I know I'm supposed to be a teacher, I'm supposed to teach and it's supposed to come out perfectly, but I wasn't in a good headspace either to do it, and I know that people probably won't care about that, and which you don't really need to, but that's just what happened. So I did everything I could to like explain the other possibilities that you can use to get this bag right. So I believe I've still taught you guys, even though the visuals are not really like the best. So yeah, you just, stuff happens in life, so I'm not like here to tell you my problems and stuff. So that's just it. I feel like I didn't do a good job, and I wasn't in the right headspace, but I promised myself that this year I was going to show up in whatever way possible. It doesn't matter if it's even bad, because I like to like say until something is perfect before I post. And if I keep living like that, it's not going to be, it doesn't feel right for me to keep living like that. So yeah, that's why I still decided to post it, but still show you guys all the information that you need in order to make this back right. So I hope you guys will have grace with me in the comment section. I did try to show everything still, so if you want to make this bag, you can. Okay, so back to the tutorial. It was a bit awkward doing this last part, um, because the rhinestone cord kept slipping off, because that space was just so tiny. The space on the other side of the heart, it was just so tiny, so it kept slipping off. So make sure you're holding it together, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to post this, because like I said, I felt like I didn't do a good job. Yeah, you see me just trying to push it back, it did get a bit loose. So yeah, it's one of the reasons why I'm saying that instead start from that side, then go around the bigger side. Just, I feel like that's going to be better. You can go ahead and try it instead. But yeah, so I am just wrapping everything around now, since there's no longer space to wrap in between the heart and the circle. I'm just wrapping it around, and this helps to show like the handle where you grip the bag. So this is me just wrapping everything around, just wrapping around, and then I'm going to show you guys what to do next. Right, when you get to a place where you're okay with how thick it is, you can go ahead and knot it. Just knot it a bit, and then tie it, or you apply glue to secure it. For me, I just wrap it around my finger like once. I'm going to show you in a minute. So this is me just still pushing that side. Start with that side, guys, please. Start with that side. So this is me just wrapping around my finger once because I want to knot it, and I'm going to pull it under that loop that I've put there. Then this is how I tuck it in. Here you can wrap it around that loop like twice, and then I'm going to show you how to hide it. You just insert it into like the space, that space in there. This is me just putting it in my darning needle, and I am going to weave it into that empty space there. I'm just going to be very sneaky about the weaving, because obviously you don't want anyone to know that you weaved in something there. So I'm just hiding like, the loose end. And that was a very thick darning needle, it wasn't going through. So yeah, it took me a minute to get it through. Right, so this is me just hiding it in. I'm just going just a bit over some of the loops, and I'm mostly doing it in the parts that I know is going to be like the inside of the bag where no one's really looking inside of the bag. So that's what it's looking. You're just going to go ahead and repeat the same thing for the second ring. Okay, repeat exactly the same thing for the second ring. This is just reality, and the second ring was even worse. So the next thing is the base of the bag. It's literally the same thing that I did for like the circular ring. So I just took that clip and I inserted it in this video so you can watch how to make it right now. Right, now that we have the frames done, the main part of the body, now we're going to go ahead and do the side. And like I said, I am doing crochet for the side. I'm going to do the crochet. So you're going to leave a long cord that you're going to use for sewing. I don't advise a lot of cutting of the rhinestone cord here because it is a very big cord, and tucking it in is going to be a bit of a problem. So leave like a meter long cord before you create your slip knot. Okay, I'm using my 10mm crochet hook, and then you're going to chain 4. So my base is going to be 3, so chain 3 plus 1, 4, and then the fourth chain is the turning chain, obviously. So I'm going to do single crochet into the next 3, next 3 chains. I don't know what I was thinking about it. Into the next 3 chains. So that is the third single crochet right there. Hopefully all of you know how to do at least single crochet and double crochet. So I was going for like a very loose stitch, like the normal macrame stitch. So I started with a single crochet because I wanted the base to be at least firm. So I chained 1, turned my work, and I'm just doing double crochet here. So that's my first double crochet into the first stitch right there, and then yarn over. This is how you double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's my second double crochet, and then I'm going to repeat. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And like I said, this is a 3 row. This is just 3 rows for this. So I'm chaining 1 and I'm turning my work. I'm chaining 1, turning my work, and I'm doing the double crochet into the next one. If you want the bag to be wider, obviously do more chains. 3 just felt more comfortable for me. If you know how to do macrame, you can go ahead and do macrame. I'm just calling this bag a macrame bag because that's the normal, like the wide known name for this. But I am using crochet because that's what I know. I don't know how to do the macrame. So you're going to do it as long as you want it to wrap around your back, how you want it comfortable enough to wrap around your back. So this is how mine is looking like. I started with a single crochet, and then I have 10 double crochet, then 10 rows of double crochet. So I'm just going to finish off with a single crochet. So I just want the 2 cords to be on 2 different ends. So I'm just doing a single crochet on the other side, so that the this last cord fits on the other side. So they're on 2 opposite sides. If the first cord that I started with is on the right side of this tiny crochet thing that we've made, then I'll make sure that the ending cord is on the left side. Okay, so this is me just wrapping it around my back to make sure that it fits, around the frame to make sure that it fits. And then I'm going to leave 1 meter of line, and then I am just going to cut it off because we're going to use this line. I'm just measuring it to the one at the bottom. We're going to use this to sew, so I'm just pulling the rhinestone cord through. Honestly, it's quite hard to crochet with these, and this is the measurement of mine. Is about 15 inches. So you can decide how wide or how open mouth you want your bag to be. You can measure the circumference of the bag just like so, just so you can determine how wide or how open you want the mouth to be, and you can figure out the length for the crochet part. Okay, we got our base, we got the tutorial. Like I said, I really apologize for like all the botched up clips. Like, I wasn't really in the mood. I'm honestly very sorry, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's the base done. That's the the base and the body frame done. So I am just going to attach everything together. which leads me to another problem. I did all like the attachment off camera. I really don't know. Like I said, never know. I don't know what was happening to me. I knew exactly what was happening to me. I wasn't in a good space. I wasn't in a good space, honestly. I started. This is me just threading my needle. I don't know how I was doing that first, but I used like I tried to secure the base to the what's it called? The heart frame first. So I got these pipe cleaners. I literally did the same thing for the circular or the moon shape rhinestone bag. So I used this what's it called? Why am I forgetting this? Ah, God, this tutorial is just so messy. I don't know what's wrong with me. This pipe cleaners, Vanessa, please. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I know this is not professional or anything, but I'm really sorry. Yeah, so I'm just using that to attach like the base to the frame of the bag. Just using everything to attach the base to the frame. Just like that. This is just to make sure that it's nice and sturdy and it doesn't move around a lot. So you go ahead and do that for yourself. You attach, you use whatever you have. You can use yarn, you can use literally anything. You can use pegs, you can use literally anything to hold this together. Honestly. So yeah, this is just me using all the pipe cleaners. And when you have everything secured, you're going to sew it. I'm just going to put this video up on the top of the screen, but I was literally doing it off camera, so I had to borrow the video from the other bag. Securing it in a way that is nice and taut. It is not stretched out, but just making sure that it just sits right on the frame. Okay, don't pull on it too much, don't let it too loose, just make sure that it's in the right place. So I'm just measuring and eyeballing it, and I am just securing all of that together first. So I'm going to secure everything together first before I start trying to attach it together. Okay, if you're done securing, this is how it should look like. Honestly, this silver and pink combination is actually so cute. Now just thread your rhinestone cord on a needle, and then you are going to attach it to the bag. Now you can start off by wrapping the rhinestone cord around the entire bag, like the entire frame. I did not do this. I'll show you when I'm starting the next one. But the way I do my attachment of the crocheted piece to the bag is I'm attaching on the bottom cords only, because I don't want it to look like distorted at the top. So you see me pull my needle out, and then you're going to see me send my needle back inside, and I am attaching that crochet piece to about 2 rows or 2 lines of the bottom part, or it's basically the inside of the back. So this frame has like cords running on the front and at the back, but I am using the cords that are running on the inside. That's the back, the place that you cannot see. That's what I'm using to hold the crocheted piece to the frame. I hope it's making sense. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can just watch. So I am putting my not fishing line. I am putting my needle into the crocheted piece and then through the back, but I am not touching any of the cords that you can clearly see at the top. I am attaching the crocheted piece to the cords at the back. Then I am going to make sure that I attach. This is just what it's looking like. This method just makes sure that your work is nice and neat. If you were to wrap it around the ring, it is going to make it look messy. In my opinion, it's going to make it look messy. So just make sure that you're attaching to the crocheted rectangle and then to the cords at the back of the entire frame. So I'm just going to let you guys keep watching so you guys can understand it. Please, if you have any questions down in the comment section, you can ask me. Let me know. Just ask me any questions. If you feel like you don't understand something, I can probably explain it again, but I've just left the video on like a normal speed so you guys can actually see what is happening. Like every step that I'm taking, you can repeat the same thing. Right, so when you're done wrapping everything, or when you're done sewing or attaching, and you get to the end of one side, you're just going to take off its marker, and then you're going to try to secure this as tight as you can. So attach it to the crocheted rectangle and then to the entire frame of the bag. Attach it at the ending point. It's good to attach it to the entire frame and not just the stitches at the back, just so it's nice and secure. So just so everything is nice and secure. So I'm here attaching everything to the frame. Attach everything to the frame. So this is me going over the frame at this point and not under. I'm going over the frame just to make sure that it attaches nice and secure. And like I said, this is a very sticky type of cord. um so you can just go ahead and weave in the loose ends. You can create a knot, you can tie it. Just make sure that you weave it in a lot so that it hides any very big knot. You can glue it down. You can use glue stick to glue it down if you want it to be more secure. Do whatever you have to do in order to feel that your bag is nice and secure and it's not going to unravel. Right, so I just want to add here that rhinestone cord comes in different colors and different sizes, especially different colors. So you can experiment with other colors as well. You can experiment with other types of cords, other types of ropes. Try yarn, try t-shirt yarn even, just to make this bag. Just try to experiment. If you don't own rhinestone cord, just experiment with other cords. As you can see, I've done a lot of knots and passes before. I am just going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip everything, snip whatever is left off. And this is what we have. Yeah, so we have one side secured. I'm just taking the needle off of it. I hope you have a very big needle that the cord can actually go through. And this is me about to start the other side. This is why I wanted the two ends to be on two different sides, because now I can just pick up the other end because it's on the opposite side, and then I'm going to sew it downwards in the other direction, obviously. And this is the beginning that I was telling you guys that I'm going to show you how to wrap the cord around the frame at the start. Just do this at the start, then you do what we've been doing of wrapping it or sewing it just at the bottom. So this is the first wrap right here. I'm wrapping it around the frame just so it is nice and secure, so that the edges are nice and secure, everything is nice and secure. So this is me wrapping it around the frame right there. Okay, and then I am just going to attach it to the bag. I'm attaching it to the rectangle first. Attach it to the rectangle, pull it out, and I'm wrapping it again just so it's nice and secure. So wrapping it around the frame twice so it's nice and secure is good. You can create a knot at that point as well. And I'm also using it as an opportunity to hide some of the gold parts of the frame just so it doesn't show. Sometimes it's going to show, that is absolutely fine. So this is me using the same method. I'm going back with my needle and I am inserting it into the cords at the bottom. I am attaching it to the rectangle, and then I am going to repeat everything until I get to the end. Okay, so that's it for this video. I am really sorry. I'm normally not this unorganized. I'm better than this, but I'm a human being. Life happens and some things really can't change. I might probably do like a different video later on if anybody still wants it, but I believe this was really explanatory. I really did like my best to explain it still. So thank you so much for watching. Give me grace and I'll see you in the next video.